chosen one. This is the moment that will change everything. Right now, a force deeper than time itself is calling you to awaken, and you cannot ignore it. I am Shi Hengyi, and today I will guide you through truths hidden in the silent corridors of Shaolin wisdom, truths that are rarely spoken, yet hold the power to transform your mind, your body, and your very destiny. Long ago, the monks of Shaolin discovered that mastery is not in grand gestures or outward power. It is in the quiet control of self, the disciplined dance between body and mind. In this video, you will uncover principles of personal mastery that go beyond the ordinary. You will learn how stillness can reveal unseen paths, how confronting your inner shadows can ignite a strength you never knew existed, and how the seemingly small choices of each day are actually the keys to absolute freedom. We will explore ancient practices and mindfulness techniques that sharpen awareness and connect you to a force greater than yourself. You will see how balance, presence, and deliberate action can align you with a higher purpose, the kind that only the chosen ones can comprehend. By the end of this journey, you will hold tools not just for survival but for true mastery of your own life, and the final step you take today may define everything that follows. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where every lesson is a spark, every insight a flame that lights your path. Subscribe now, because the wisdom shared here is meant to reach those who are ready to rise, to transform, and to claim the life that has been waiting for them all along. Stay with me until the end, for the final revelations are reserved only for those willing to truly listen. A quiet voice stirs within you, softer than any sound, yet impossible to ignore. This is the call that has brought you here. The one that whispers in moments of stillness, tugging at the edges of your awareness. It is not a summons from the outside world, nor a command from men or fate. This call comes from the depths of your own being, the part of you that has always known more than it could speak. In the ancient halls of Shaolin, the monks understood that every journey begins not with movement but with noticing. Awareness is the seed from which all mastery grows. When you pause and listen deeply, you begin to sense the patterns of your mind, the hidden impulses that guide your actions, and the silent energy that flows beneath your every choice. God, or the higher power, nudges you not with force, but with subtlety, through a lingering thought, a feeling that will not fade, a restlessness that stirs your heart. This call is not a demand. It is an invitation to step closer to your true nature. The world may try to drown it in noise, distractions, or doubt, yet it persists. Like the still pond that reflects the sky, your soul mirrors the infinite, waiting for your attention. The first step is simply to notice, to recognize that this stir is sacred. When you acknowledge it, you begin to move in harmony with forces far greater than your ordinary understanding, aligning mind, body, and spirit with a path only you can walk. Every breath, every heartbeat carries the signal. It waits not for grand gestures, but for quiet acceptance. The call within is not something to chase. It is something to awaken to, something that has been waiting patiently for the moment you are ready to answer. True freedom does not arrive through chance or luck. It is forged in the quiet practice of self-discipline. In the temples of Shaolin, monks rise before dawn, not because the world demands it, but because their path demands it. Every movement, every breath, every small action is an exercise in mastery, not of others but of oneself. Discipline is not punishment, it is a form of liberation. The mind, when left untamed, drifts like a leaf on the wind, pulled by desire, fear, and distraction. But when it is trained through consistent practice, it becomes steady, precise, and strong. Daily habits, no matter how small, shape the contours of who we are. A moment of calm reflection, a controlled posture, a repeated act of focus. All these build invisible muscles of the mind and body. With each repetition, impulses are met not with reaction, but with awareness. Freedom is often misunderstood as chaos, the ability to act without restraint, but true liberty lies in mastery over the self. The Shaolin understood this centuries ago. The one who can govern their thoughts, emotions, and actions is never enslaved by circumstance. Strength emerges not from rebellion, but from consistency. Power comes not from force, but from the quiet authority of a disciplined mind. Even in the simplest tasks, there is an opportunity to practice. Eating with attention, walking with awareness, breathing with intent, these are the gateways to control over the inner world. When the body and mind are disciplined, the heart becomes clear and the choices we make flow effortlessly toward our higher purpose. What once seemed impossible, the stillness in chaos, the calm in storm, the freedom in constraint, becomes natural. In this way, discipline is not a burden, but the key that unlocks the deepest sense of liberty, the freedom that no external force can ever take away. The body is not separate from the mind, it is a mirror, reflecting the state of our inner world. In the quiet halls of Shaolin, this truth is lived every day. A calm mind produces a steady posture. A restless mind creates tension in every step. The monks learned that mastery does not begin in thought alone, nor in motion alone. It arises when both move as one in harmony. Through mindful movement, the body becomes a language for the mind. Each stance, each gesture is more than physical. It is a statement of inner balance. Meditation trains attention, sharpening the awareness that flows through every action. Breath, simple yet profound, is the bridge between thought and form. When inhalation and exhalation are observed with care, the mind settles, the body relaxes, and awareness expands. True power emerges when body and mind act together, not separately. A strong mind without a trained body is fragile. A disciplined body without clarity of thought is aimless. The Shaolin path teaches that integration is the secret of mastery. When walking, the step is deliberate. When moving, each motion follows intention. Even in silence, the alignment between inner thought and outer form is maintained. Daily life becomes a continuous practice of this unity. Standing in stillness, bending to sweep, lifting to strike, all become reflections of internal awareness. The more the body obeys the mind, the more the mind trusts the body. Fear softens, distraction fades, and focus deepens. In this harmony, a person begins to sense the hidden currents of life, the unseen flow that guides action and thought. The union of body and mind is not an achievement but a constant practice, a gentle rhythm that must be renewed every moment. In this alignment, the self becomes whole, disciplined and free, a vessel capable of moving through life with clarity, presence, and quiet power. Stillness is a teacher few truly understand. In the quiet of the temple long before dawn, the monks sit without movement, not out of idleness, but in pursuit of clarity. Silence is not emptiness, it is the space where truth can speak. In the rush of life, the mind is a storm, thoughts clash, desires pull, fears whisper, yet in stillness, the storm subsides, and the currents beneath the chaos reveal themselves. Through meditation, the smallest details of the inner world become visible. A fleeting fear, a hidden doubt, a subtle longing, all emerge when attention rests without distraction. Quiet reflection is a lens, bringing clarity to the patterns that shape our choices. The Shaolin have always known that action without awareness is like striking in the dark. Stillness allows us to see, to measure, and to act with precision. In stillness, the answers you seek are already present. They do not arrive as noise or proclamation, but as gentle insight, as if life itself leans close to whisper. A question long pondered may be answered in the calm between breaths. A path that seemed unclear becomes illuminated when the mind ceases its endless pursuit. Discipline is required to embrace this silence. The world tempts us with constant motion, but mastery comes to those who step aside from the current and observe. In these quiet moments, perception sharpens, intuition, once buried beneath distraction, rises naturally, guiding thoughts, choices, and actions. Stillness is both practice and revelation. Each moment spent in calm strengthens the mind, refines the senses, and deepens awareness. It is in this sacred quiet that the self finds its center, untangled from impulse, aligned with purpose, and ready to meet life with clarity, strength, and unwavering presence. Within each of us lies a shadow, a collection of fears, regrets, and hidden weaknesses that we often refuse to see. The path of mastery demands that we turn toward it, not away. In the quiet halls of Shaolin, monks learn that the mind is like a polished stone. It is never truly bright until it has been rubbed against the roughness of its own imperfections. This process is not comfortable, but it is necessary. Fears linger like shadows at the edges of perception, shaping decisions and clouding judgment. Past mistakes cling, unspoken yet heavy, influencing every step. To ignore them is to remain bound, trapped by invisible chains. Polishing the mind means confronting these shadows without flinching, examining them with honesty, and understanding their lessons. Each fear acknowledged, each weakness faced, is a stroke of clarity upon the surface of the soul. This is not a journey of blame or self-punishment. It is an act of courage and devotion, a practice that transforms hidden darkness into fuel for growth. The Shaolin understood that light cannot shine in its full brilliance unless the shadow is accepted. Only by looking inward and seeing both the dark and the bright can one cultivate true wisdom. Daily life offers countless opportunities for this practice. Moments of anger, jealousy, or doubt become mirrors reflecting parts of the self that demand attention. By observing without judgment, by responding with discipline rather than impulse, the mind gradually becomes clear and resilient. Facing the shadow is both art and discipline. It is a silent strength that grows through repetition and mindfulness. As the roughness of fear and regret is worn away, the inner light emerges naturally, steady and unshakable. In this illumination, personal mastery is no longer a concept. It becomes lived experience, a quiet power rooted in self-knowledge and unwavering presence. The present moment is the only place where life truly unfolds. The past is a shadow, and the future, a mirage. Both are illusions that pull the mind away from what is real. In the temples of Shaolin, monks are taught to anchor themselves in the now, to breathe with full awareness, and to move with intention. Every step, every gesture becomes an act of presence, a connection to the life that exists only here and only now. Regret and worry are heavy burdens carried unnecessarily. The mind clings to mistakes made long ago or frets over what may come, but these are distractions from the path of mastery. The Shaolin understood that by letting go, one frees not only the mind but also the body. Tension eases, decisions become clearer, and the energy that was scattered across time is reclaimed for the moment at hand. Presence transforms ordinary actions into sacred practice. Washing the hands, sweeping the floor, lifting a cup, when performed with complete attention, each act becomes a meditation, a ritual of awareness. The simplest motions carry depth and meaning when the mind is fully engaged. Life is not in grand achievements alone, but in the attentiveness with which each moment is met. Mastery arises from the union of awareness and action. A mind rooted in the present is neither distracted by past shadows nor entangled in future fears. It observes, responds, and moves with clarity. Even in stillness, presence is a powerful force, sharpening intuition and grounding the spirit. To cultivate this power is to reclaim life itself. Every breath becomes a teacher, every heartbeat a guide. In the discipline of presence, the self aligns with the flow of existence, and ordinary life transforms into a canvas of awareness, patience, and silent strength. Here, mastery is not distant, it is alive, immediate, and entirely within reach. The world moves in chaos, yet the one who masters themselves moves with calm precision. Events unfold beyond control, storms rage, people act unpredictably, circumstances shift, but your response remains entirely yours. In the quiet practice of Shaolin, monks learn that true power is not in forcing the world to bend, but in shaping the self. Emotional mastery is the foundation upon which all strength is built. Impulses rise like waves, sudden and demanding. Anger, fear, desire. They seek to pull the mind outward, scattering attention and weakening resolve. Yet the chosen one recognizes these waves for what they are, signals, not commands. By observing without surrendering, by choosing action over reaction, the mind becomes a vessel of clarity. Each decision, each gesture is measured, deliberate, and aligned with purpose. This discipline is cultivated through mindfulness, meditation, and repeated reflection. Life presents countless triggers, from the subtle to the extreme. Without practice, the mind is tossed by them like a leaf on the wind. With mastery, each moment of provocation becomes an opportunity to strengthen the inner core, to act intentionally rather than react unconsciously. The power lies not in avoidance, but in engagement tempered by awareness. In embracing this path, the chosen one transforms ordinary encounters into lessons in self-control. A harsh word, a sudden loss, a provocation, all are mirrors reflecting the state of the mind. Responding with patience and clarity does not mean weakness. It signifies sovereignty over one's inner world. Each controlled response reinforces the harmony between thought, emotion, and action, creating a rhythm of life that is deliberate and unshakable. To own your response is to reclaim power that the world cannot take. It is the silent mastery that defines the chosen one, the unwavering presence that moves through life with intention, composure, and quiet authority, untouched by chaos, yet fully engaged in reality. Every action carries weight, whether seen or unseen. The path of mastery is not forged in haste or in random gestures, but in purposeful steps that align with a higher calling. In the quiet discipline of Shaolin, monks are taught to move with intention, to let each movement reflect clarity of mind and depth of purpose. Life is not measured by busyness, but by the significance embedded in every act. Distractions are the subtle thieves of progress. The mind drifts toward trivial concerns, fleeting desires, and endless noise. Each diversion pulls energy away from the path, leaving the spirit unsteady and scattered. Purposeful action requires discernment, the ability to recognize what serves the mission and what diminishes it. By letting go of the unnecessary, the mind and body conserve strength, focusing fully on what truly matters. Even the smallest acts, when performed deliberately, accumulate into profound transformation. A single disciplined breath, a measured step, a mindful choice, these are not insignificant. They are the bricks of a structure far larger than immediate perception can see. Over time, these small intentional actions compound, shaping character, deepening wisdom, and manifesting results that appear almost miraculous. The Shaolin understood that mastery is a tapestry woven from countless small threads of attention, effort, and care. Purposeful action is the conscious weaving of life itself. Each decision, each movement, each thought becomes a reflection of inner alignment. When the self is fully engaged in deliberate practice, even ordinary moments are elevated into instruments of growth and power. To walk with purpose is to live with clarity. The chosen one does not drift. They act steadily and mindfully, with every step serving the higher path. In this discipline, mastery is not a distant goal. It is realized in every breath, every motion, and every choice made with unwavering intent. Knowledge alone is like a sword left in its sheath. It has potential, but it cannot protect or transform until it is drawn and wielded. In the teachings of Shaolin, wisdom is never an abstraction. Every lesson learned, every insight gained, must be woven into the fabric of daily life. Study without action is empty. Understanding without practice is like a river that never reaches the sea. Integration begins in the smallest moments, breathing with awareness during routine tasks, moving with intention in every gesture, observing emotions without surrender. These are the acts that transform knowledge into living mastery. The mind, body, and spirit must move together, aligned not only in meditation or training, but in the flow of ordinary life. Each day becomes a practice, each encounter a reflection of the inner journey. The final step is not an achievement, but a commitment, a quiet vow to live fully awake in every moment. Awareness must guide action, courage must temper hesitation, and devotion must fuel discipline. The chosen one does not seek perfection, but steadiness. Challenges will arise, temptations will test, and distractions will beckon, yet the mind anchored in purpose remains unshaken. This step is subtle, yet profound. It is the difference between learning and becoming, between hearing and embodying. When the lessons of stillness, presence, discipline, shadow work, and purposeful action are lived continuously, they cease to be concepts, they become the way of life itself. Mastery is no longer something pursued, it is the natural expression of a mind and body fully integrated, fully aware, and fully committed. To embrace this final step is to step into sovereignty over oneself. Life is no longer a series of reactions or accidents. Each breath, each movement, each choice becomes deliberate, sacred, and aligned with the higher path. Here, knowledge, practice, and commitment converge, and the chosen one walks fully in the light of mastery. The path of the chosen one is not paved by luck or random events. It is forged through conscious discipline, steady alignment, and mindful mastery. Each of the 10 principles we explored, awareness, discipline, unity of body and mind, stillness, facing the shadow, presence, owning your response, embracing balance, purposeful action, and integration, forms a roadmap to inner sovereignty, guiding you toward a life rooted in clarity, balance, and purpose. These lessons are not meant to remain as ideas. They are invitations to live differently, to bring awareness into each step, each breath, and each decision. By practicing them daily, even in the smallest moments, you begin to awaken your true potential. The real power lies in consistent action, in integrating wisdom into life itself, and in stepping fully into your own presence. May this guidance inspire calm, focus, and courage as you move through each day. Let each moment be an opportunity to grow, to act with intention, and to honor the path that has been laid before you. If this message resonates with your journey, welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. Here, every insight is a spark, every lesson a flame to guide your path. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and continue walking the path of mastery with us. May your mind be steady, your heart aligned, and your spirit at peace.